my beautiful people, welcome to my channel. Okay, so let's start off by saying this is going to be a virtual birthday card for my mother. December the 13th is her birthday. And so if any of you guys want to say happy birthday to her, I will read her each and every one of your comments. I'm on my way to visit my mother in the hospital. Throughout this whole process from March to even today, she has always been okay but not okay. And I say that because she's okay but not okay. Like when my mother get her chemo, after she gets her chemo, we be going shopping. She claims it gives her all this energy, and no one who says that about chemotherapy. She didn't get her chemo this week because the third chemo that she just took gave her a side effect of tenderness to her feet. There's something going on with her legs that has happened throughout the years, but it's at its worst right now. And so she might be in there for a while. But other than that, she is talking to him, and she was like, if it wasn't for the pain that she's feeling in the bottom of her feet, she's like, I'm okay. I feel no pain. I feel nothing. So that's why I'm saying she's okay but not okay. Okay, so let me tell you guys the story. Now, right at this point, this might, because I have a personality. I am just as sweet as you guys see me on this camera. That is who I am. But there's another side. There's a whole lot of sides to everybody. So I'm about to show y'all this is one of my defense sides. Like, right at this point, Mommy Wolfpack, if you watching, I'm going to use a 3-letter word. Not a 5-letter word, but I'm going to use a 3-letter word. So if your little ones is around, I forewarn you guys. Candy Pool 1100. I love and respect all my friends on here on the YT. And there's certain ways that I wouldn't act in front of some of my friends. So here you go. At this point, please, it's not that bad though, but just to forewarn you guys, like if Candy Pool is watching it with her little ones or whatever. Okay, so here we go. My mother gets admitted to emergency yesterday, and she was there for hours. She did have to get a blood transfusion because her blood count went down real low. So she got a blood transfusion. And when it came time to transport her, this lady is hitchhiking. Oh my goodness. Really? Okay, so she needed her transporter when her room was ready, and her room did not get ready. Why is this piece of hair? I hate. Okay, so the transporter came about 11:30. Her room was ready, and this lady kind of probably was in the wrong. She's probably in the wrong occupation. Yeah, she probably in the wrong occupation. So she came in the room. She's like, I'm your transporter. My mother is the sweetest pie. She's like, oh, she's like, hi. And so, they have to go through the process of, okay, your last name, to make sure they pull in the right patients, and the date of birth. And so my mother's like, that's not my date of birth. And so she was like, ma'am. So she looked on a piece of paper. She was like, 12, 13, 19, bleep, bleep. That's just question mark, So she was like, she looked on the little wrist. She was like, 19, bleep, bleep. She's like, ma'am, this is your birthday. She's like, it's going to be your birthday today, and it's going to be your birthday always. She's like, no, it's not my birthday. So I'm sitting up here, my mother has so many bags because I left the hospital a couple of times, and I took her some bags up there. And so she's like, when she said that's going to be your birthday today and for here on out. For real? So I'm picking up the bags, okay? So I had like bags in my hands, and then my mother was like, could you come? She's talking to me. She's like, could you come on the other side and grab the other bags that's over here? Because she had like 2 more bags on the other side of the bed and her coat on the other side of the bed. And the lady was like, I got you. My mother's like, oh, you're going to get them for me? She's like, I said I got you. Okay, so back to the birthday, because I think I skipped in between the birthday part. So I stood up, and I was like, She's explaining to you that that's not her birth year. And it has always been wrong. And she tells everybody before that, because that's how they get paid. Because on my mother's, born in Mississippi years ago, they had midwives. And the midwives, they put their birth dates in the Bible. Then that's ain't make her sound ancient. And so they put my mother's year wrong, and it has always been wrong. And she has the paperwork saying what year it really is. It's just a 1 year difference. It's actually her birth on her ID is making her 1 year younger than what she really is. And I was up in there talking to, because she told everybody. I was like, I don't know why she just don't claim that 1 year that's making her 1 year younger. I was like, I would forget, where I was. Okay, so back to this transporter. I stood up because, as they were talking, I was like, oh, she about to bring this. She about to bring this other side of me out. I'm like, oh my God, why did she just go there? So she, once she hit it with that's your birth year and that's what it's gonna be here today and for the rest of your life, I stood up, I said, what she's trying to explain to you is that's not her birth year. It has always been wrong. And anyone who comes in contact with her, she allows them to know that that's not wrong, and this is how the hospital and you will get paid. And so as she walked out, she was like, let me go find out something. Then she gonna tell my mother, she was like, why haven't you changed it? But she walked out the room when she said it. I said, Ma, she asked you, why haven't you changed it? My mother was like, she walked out the room, and I don't talk through walls, and I know she don't expect me to respond to her like that. So when she came back in, my mother was like, because the lady, she was real high yellow. This was a black lady. She was real high yellow, and her hair was just a snap longer than mine. But it was a good grade of hair. She had some beautiful hair, actually. Like, if her hair grew out, she had a beautiful grade of hair. So my mother was like, oh, you got some beautiful hair. She was like, was that passed down to you, or is that something else? And so she was like, ma'am. And she started talking about, like, one of the presidents, like Abraham Lincoln or Muhammad Ali. I know that's a boxer. But she started talking about, like, one of the presidents way back when was her great ancestors and stuff. And so that was something actually you could see that she was really excited to talk about, because she started saying, one of her great grandfathers married one of the slave women, and even though the whatever had the baby with the help, he still kind of treated his kids kind of bad, even though they were his kids by the slave woman, and blah blah blah. So she opened up to my mother and started talking to my mother. And then once she started saying that, my mother was like, oh, you ain't gotta explain no more, that explains where you get the hair from. And so bottom line, before it was all over with, she wound up telling my mother happy birthday, because we went in there yesterday, which was Saturday. Today is Sunday, December the 13th. And she wound up telling my mother happy birthday and looking over at me and telling me it was nice meeting me and have a good night. Good morning, good night, whatever. I don't remember what she said. And my mother was like, oh, thank you. And my mother threw a little one in. She was like, you sure? She said it was nice meeting you. Thank you for bringing me up here. And she was like, and you were something different. She's like, you were something different. Yeah, I didn't even use my 3-letter word. I cleaned it up, because it was a 3-letter. Because I usually say pump your brakes, ho. That's what I was usually about to say. And that was what went through my mind. Like, hold up, chick. She actually was acting like as if my mother was kind of senile and didn't know that was not her. That was her birthday that was on the records that was on there. But she's trying to really explain it to her. She's like, no, that's not my birthday. And the lady was like, ma'am, actually, she was in the wrong occupation. I could see this chick as a police officer or correction officer. She had that type of demeanor to her. That would have been, oh, Zach, hello? Say hi. Okay. So that would have been her kind of demeanor. I'm about to head on into Aldi's, get her some strawberries. I'm going over to the Dollar Tree to get her a balloon and a card. Again, if you guys, oh, I didn't know this was a 10-minute video. Again, if you guys want to wish her a happy birthday, I will read everything to her. And I'll come through and probably let you know what her response was, because I know I'm not going to be able to get her on camera. So hopefully, sometimes when I say I'm going to film again, I don't. Sometimes if I don't say I'm going to film again, I do. So I don't know. I'm about to go up here, like I said, and give her these things. I'm about to get some cards. My mother's favorite game is Tunk. We used to play that all the time when we were little. So I'm going to get her some really big cards and play, Tunk with her. And I'll come back through and talk to you guys. Love you.